Hi there, my name is Maggie. You probably remember me from last year because I am on the master scheduling team here at Crosstown High, and I did this exact same video last year. So, Miss Haynes and I, our professional school counselor here at Crosstown High, went around to all of the English classes here, other than seniors, on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So we met with all of the current 10th grade students on Monday and Tuesday. We went through creating a graduation planner and then looking at what the state requires for graduation and the beginning of course selections for next year. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody sees that here too. So I sent out this exact email, and the very first link, which both of these will be linked if you want to look at them yourself, is the blank graduation planner. So all students made a copy of this because they only have viewing access, and then immediately shared it with both me and Miss Haynes. So it was a little crazy for a while in our email inboxes, but we have everybody's graduation planner in the whole school. Now, we had everybody fill this out going one by one. So we know that because they're in the English 2 class that we were talking in, they passed English 1. So they put a 9 here and a 1 here for 1 credit earned. Also over here on all of the different sections of the graduation planner, you will see the credits required to graduate. So it's important though that students don't put something that isn't on their transcript on their graduation planner. So we had them put 10 for English 2, and then most of them have earned half a credit. For math, most of them took Algebra 1 last year, so they put a 9 here and a 1 here. Now, your student may be different. They may be in Algebra 2 their freshman year, or even geometry their freshman year, and that's okay. So here they would put either grade 7 or grade 8 for their math credit, and then however many credits earned. Oh, excuse me. And so on and so forth. But this is how most of our graduation planners look. Most of our sophomores are in Algebra 2 currently and have, again, only earned half a credit, which is fine. At the end of the year, they will show 1 whole credit. Our transcripts only show semester and year-long grades. So nothing like their quarter 3 grade doesn't show up on there. All of our freshmen at Crosstown take environmental science. That is what the state calls a lab science credit, and it is 1 whole credit. If your student happened to take AP, it'll probably look something like this. For our current 10th graders, they are currently in biology. So again, with that half a credit. Our 9th graders last year took AP Human Geography, or World History and Geography. So it'll show up on their transcript as one of these 2 things, and they earned 1 credit. Also, they took economics last semester, and they're done with that credit because all that was required there was half, and then they're currently in government. So now on to electives. There are 2 different kinds of electives in this world. There are those that are required and those that are not. We keep our required ones up here so that they are separate from everything else so that we know exactly where we're coming from. Most of our sophomores last year as freshmen took lifetime wellness. Also, most of our sophomores as freshmen took physical education because that matched up with a class that we called career explorations last year. Also, most of our sophomores are currently in Spanish 1. I will say that if they are in Spanish 1 right now, they have to be in Spanish 2 next year. All Tennessee state graduates have to have 2 foreign languages that are consecutive. So there can't be like a gap year in between. We just don't want anybody to forget the knowledge they learned in Spanish 1 before going into Spanish 2. This section may all be completely filled up for your student. It may not be. It's completely okay. But by the time they graduate, it will be completely full. Now, all other electives go down here. You guys will see these words quite a bit in your time at a Tennessee public school, which we are. An elective focus basically means 3 credit hours outside of those required classes that I just talked about that are all under one category. So like all humanities or all fine arts, etc. Here at Crosstown, we realize that teenagers change their minds, and that is completely okay. They are allowed to do so. So we do something called capstone that counts as a humanities credit. Your students are currently in capstone 1 right now, and they've earned half a credit. And by the time that they're done, they will all at the very least have a humanities elective focus. So next year, your students will be in capstone 2, and the next year after that, capstone 3. We did not have a class called capstone last year. So that's why they're all in capstone 1 this year. So I'm going to delete this. Don't want to confuse anybody. Also, the second link in the email that I sent everybody has the elective course catalog in it for next year. The most important thing on here, yes, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through all of our different elective options. You guys can do that yourself. But right up here on the top is the Tennessee State and grade level required courses. So as a public school in Tennessee, we have to have a certain amount of credits to graduate. All of our students have to have 4 math credits. That is at least 1 math credit every single year. All of our students have to have 4 English credits. Again, that is 1 English credit every single year. All of our students will have to take 3 science credits, including biology, chemistry or physics, and then a 3rd lab course, which we call environmental science. And then social studies, all of our students have to have 3 credits, including US history, world history and geography, which we took as AP Human Geography, US government, and economics. Again, with the required electives, all of our students have to take 1 credit of lifetime wellness, half a credit of physical education, half a credit of personal finance, 2 credits of the same language of foreign language, 1 fine arts credit, and then that elective focus. So if you keep scrolling down, our current 10th graders, so we're looking at the 11th grade schedule because they're going to be rising 11th graders, their potential schedule is right here. So the very first thing is that they can choose between either English 3 or AP English language. They are taught by the same teacher, and this teacher actually teaches both English 3 and AP language as like integrated classes. So all of the students will have the same curriculum, but the AP students will have more essays and writing. They may have, stricter grading, that sort of thing. And they'll also take the AP exam. All of our 11th graders next year are going to be taking AP US history. There is not an option we aren't offering anything other than AP US history here at Crosstown. The curriculum makes a whole lot more sense to us. First of all, it's just like more encompassing of US history, but also it starts at the beginning of US history as opposed to regular US history classes, which start after the Reconstruction era. Also, because we are not giving an option to take non-AP US history, Crosstown will be paying for the AP US history exams, which will be required for all the students to take. And that sounds scary, but there's no con of taking the AP US history exam. So they will, if they do really well, perfect, great. It could count as a college credit for in the future for them. If they don't do really well, that's also okay because it doesn't affect their grade in the class because they're not graded. The AP exams aren't graded in time for classes to be done. And colleges don't just automatically see AP credits. You have to send them to them. Most of our 11th graders next year will be in geometry. However, if your student has already taken geometry, they can take statistics or pre-calculus. So the geometry teachers actually talk to your students about their math options for next year. So if your student is currently in geometry, they got the spiel already. But yes, most of our rising 11th graders will be in geometry. And then to get our science credits out of the way, all of our 11th graders take either chemistry or physics. That is completely up to them on which class they want to take. And then all of our current 11th graders will also be in capstone too. Now for electives, there are two slots open for electives. If your student is currently in Spanish 1, then they have to be in Spanish 2 next year. If your student has not taken a Spanish credit yet, then they have to be in Spanish 1 next year as one of those elective credits. The other elective credit, if there are any other classes, the required electives that your student hasn't taken yet, I would recommend going ahead and putting that there as your second. So they may not have a fine arts credit. They may not have lifetime wellness, although most of them do. Yeah, so that's what I would do there. And if you guys have any questions about that, please reach out. I love to answer questions. Back to this document, the elective course catalog. Right up here at the very top is the student and family guide to course planning. So I will also link this to where this video is. It brings you to the elective course catalog. It brings you to our AP offerings and frequently asked questions about AP. It talks a little bit about the electives fair, which we had on like early last week for all of our students to attend. We also have already done our graduation planners and all of our English classes. And then you can make your choices right down here. So they will click into this current 10th grade, rising 11th grade Google form. They will start filling it out like so. They will choose between their English course, let's say English 3. They'll choose between their science course. And then you can put in whatever math classes you're in. So if you've already passed Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry, that's where you would put that. I'm currently passing or have already passed Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, and Pre-Calculus because there are some of us in that. Or I'm currently passing or have passed Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, which is the boat that most of our students are in. So I'm going to select that. So then my course is going to be Geometry next year. Easy. My first elective choice, I am currently in Spanish 1, so I'm going to put Spanish 2 right there. My second elective choice, I need to get an art class into my schedule to get that fine arts credit. So I'm going to put Visual Art 1. And then because we know that sometimes classes fill up and that is okay, I'm going to put another art class here. I'm going to put Design of Photography because just in case Art 1 fills up, I still want to get that art credit out of the way. And then I'm going to put Creative Writing 1 just for fun. Most of our current 10th graders have already done this PE credit, so I'm going to say no here. And then if I have any questions at all, I'm going to write them right in here. Whenever we see those questions on our end, we reach out pretty much immediately. So, you can definitely email us, but we'll get to them just as soon as we can. So that is it. Again, if you have any questions, please email me or Ms. Haynes. Our emails will be attached to this video in Parent Square. So please reach out with any sort of questions you have. This is all that we think about for months on end. So thank you.